Hi everybody, welcome to the garage and the desk in front of the fireplace. Any feedback that you've got about our new set, I'd be very happy to have. Not that it's important, doesn't matter how we do it or where we do it, as long as we do it. I think that's the thing. Our Thursday posting on Facebook of the Court of Public Opinion and tomorrow's live streaming show. Senator Bob Day will be there, and I know that Professor Ian Plimer will be there, and I'm working on a whole stack of other interesting guests. I don't know if you know Jim Penman, but Jim Penman wrote a very interesting piece the other day about the bloated public service. He reckons that we could get rid, when I say get rid of, I mean that sounds fairly callous, but we could remove, that sounds callous too.
Shoot!
Reduce. Gary's here, Pete's here. We could reduce the public service in this country by 1.7 million people. I hope to have Jim Penman with me tomorrow. 0491 65 68 60, jeremycordeaux.com, live streaming around the dining room table. Susan Ley. Now, we're recording Thursday's show as we do on a Monday afternoon. So events could have taken over what I'm about to say, but let me say it anyway. Susan Ley will not be leading the Liberal Party for too much longer. The move is on. But I understand political survival. It's in the politicians' DNA. They just deny, not to speak of lie, but they deny the political situation, reality, deny that, and just try to tough it out. Hoping that it'll just go away. Well, no. The problem is that they shouldn't have elected a leader in the first place. Perception is reality. It's an old saying. Perception is reality. People see Susan Ley as being weak. And I don't believe that's anything to do with the fact that she is a woman. Margaret Thatcher was amazingly strong. You remember Margaret Thatcher? The lady is not for turning.
Iron Lady.
Yeah, the Iron Lady. Yeah, I can't remember the name of the 60 Minutes journalist who had an interview with her, and Richard Carlton, I think it was. Yeah, and he said, Prime Minister, people are saying that you've had your day. Oh, and the Prime Minister, Margaret Thatcher, said, what people? Who are they? And of course there weren't any. He was just trying to justify or dignify his broad sweeping statement by saying people. Anyway, that was, she really was a strong lady. Susan has a very difficult job, or had a very difficult job. Now, I will admit that the idea of trying to keep a party together that has members who are conservative and members who are progressive, or as they call it, moderate or wet. Very difficult, Susan, very difficult. You don't have the ruthless discipline that the Labour Party has. You don't have that in the Liberal Party. You have fellow politicians and the media all telling you that if you don't win those inner city suburban seats packed up there with the inner city elites, the intellectuals and the academics, the coalition will never be in government again. She finds herself walking down this incredibly fine line, trying to please everyone on the right and on the left of her party. You can't please everyone. Everyone is not going to like you or what you stand for. The real job is to convince people to your way of thinking. And if you can't do that, you're in the wrong job. Here are my values. Just picture it. You're standing on a stump in Speaker's Corner. You've got a crowd. Some of them like you. Some of them don't. Some of them hate you. If you're good at it, you will be able to sell them on why they need you. And yes, some of them will walk away, others will jeer, some will throw rotten tomatoes, but that is the nature of the game. You just can't stand there and hope that you'll be able to please everyone. It just doesn't happen. I really like this piece by Craig Kelly. I mean, again, it's not word perfect. Les Ellicus from our Friday show sent it to me. Craig is a Conservative politician. He represented the seat of Hughes at he was a Liberal, and then he later became a United Australia Party candidate. He was defeated at the 2022 election. He wrote, I won't say tongue-in-cheek, but he wrote an autopsy on the Liberal Party, the body. The cause of death, he says, is cowardice. With news polls now confirming that One Nation has overtaken the combined vote of the Liberals and the Nationals, this is quite timely. It is no longer speculative to declare the obvious, he says. The Liberal Party is not wounded, it is dead. This is not an accident, it's not bad luck. It is the entirely predictable result of years of appeasement, cowardice, betrayal, ideological surrender by a party that abandoned everything it once claimed to stand for. Now that's all very hard and very serious, but he goes on to list about, 20. I won't go through them all. In fact, I won't go through them today because I just simply run out of time, but we'll do it next week. But it's about 20 very insightful, cutting, intelligent criticisms and comments on the Liberal Party and how it works. I found it very interesting, almost entertaining. And I'm a Conservative. Anyway, we'll do that next week. The Insurance Council of Australia have announced some fairly dramatic figures associated with the number of lithium-ion battery fires in Australia. Alarming, I would say, would be a fair word. And of course, these figures will be reflected in the insurance premiums that we all have to pay. When are we going to take our heads out of the sand and admit that these things are a problem and a danger? I'll keep my fingers crossed here in the court of public opinion. Early childhood education has changed. You mightn't have caught up with this, but you can earn $500,000 a year and get free early childhood education. Why? Why, if you're making $500,000 a year, why does the taxpayer have to subsidise your childcare? And if you want a job, and you want to work, well, God bless you. But why does the taxpayer have to subsidise your childcare? If you choose to have children, it's your responsibility. Just do the job well. What business is it of the taxpayer? And this is another one along the sort of same lines. Do you like my old-fashioned microphone?
I thought it was a goblet.
No, it doesn't have a cord on it, but I love it. WNBC. Just beautiful. These things were not only microphones, they looked like microphones. This is another one. Same sort of subject, taxpayers should be aware of. IVF is to be subsidised by the South Australian taxpayer. Why? What business is it of the taxpayer if I want to have children or I'm having difficulty having children? I know it's expensive, time-consuming, and probably painful, but it's nothing to do with the taxpayer. Now, as we struggle, I hope I've got time, Pete.
Yeah.
As we struggle with our Labor policy-induced cost of living problems, it is interesting to note that here in South Australia, the Malinauskas government spends $47 million, nearly $50 million a year on advertising. Yes, it's easy to see why the media is in love with Labor. That's an awful lot of money to come through the door. But where is the opposition? Or are we saying the opposition would be no better in terms of what they would spend? Do they see, the opposition, do they see nothing wrong with spending all that money on basically just saying, we're doing a great job, and then sending us the bill for saying it? Telling us that they are a good government, doing a great job, doesn't make it true. In fact, truth in advertising laws specifically exclude political advertising. Funny about that. State governments spending on advertising is bad enough. I would say unacceptable. But consider the federal government's annual spend of $450 million. That's almost $500 million on political advertising. Here's a question, right out of left field. Really left field. The ABC. Not many fields are further left than the ABC. Anyway, the ABC. They have, let me just tell you, you might know this, they have 50 local radio stations around Australia and several national networks. More than 50 capital city radio stations. That is 8 in every capital city in the country. And 45 regional locations, 4 main national networks. They've got Radio National, there's News Radio, ABC Classical, the Triple J youth-orientated network. Then they've got the local stations, podcasts, digital stations via DAB, and don't forget they've got, let me think, 5 free-to-air television channels in every capital city. 5 in every city. That's 40 TV channels around the country, plus numerous regional repeater stations. Now, I don't know, it's pretty incalculable to just sit here and imagine what their potential reach, if they were doing a great job, of course it would be frightening, but their potential reach is enormous. So why wouldn't the government use their mouthpiece for free? They own it. When they want us, they want to tell us something. They want us to know something. They just put it on the government network. And of course, if you don't think they're not reaching enough of the population, that means that you should be looking at what the hell they're doing. But anyway, let's leave it the way it is. This is a huge vehicle which would save you a lot of money. Why would you pay the commercial people for announcements? You just pick up the telephone and you say, here are the commercials or the announcements, and the ABC will run these so many times a day. Done. Why would you be paying commercial networks $500 million? The Libs are inept that they don't jump on this. Just imagine what a competent opposition could do with that. Just what I've just told you. The first thing would be establish, the Liberals I mean, a waste watch policy, pointing out and highlighting the level of government waste, overspending, advertising, most importantly consultants, self-indulgence and overstaffing. Everywhere you look. It might occur to you that the media could be doing a better job of talking about this as well, pointing all of this stuff out. But I don't think they'll bite the hand that's feeding them. I think, however, it is only here in the court of public opinion that you will get this sort of straight talk. And one other thing I'd like to say on the subject of the national broadcaster, whether the government chooses to save money by using their own facility or not, there's a strict rule and regulation controlling the number of stations or outlets anyone can control or have. But again, there is one rule for government and there is another rule for everyone else. The concentration of power, the number of stations, their coverage, their reach is totally out of proportion by any standard, let alone the laws imposed on the commercial broadcasters. It's unacceptable, undesirable, and what do? Ring me tomorrow. I'd like to know. 0491 65 68 60. Thank you for being with us. I lost my glasses last week, or last Tuesday, but I now have them, so I can do the dates. Well, a little more clearly. It's January the 29th, ladies and gentlemen. It's almost the end of the first month of the new year, 1892. The Coca-Cola Company is incorporated in Atlanta, Georgia. And I think it was probably, back in those days, it was efficacious, wasn't it? It was a medicine that they sold it in chemists. Oh, cocaine. No wonder it was efficacious. Yeah. Well, it was very successful, anyway. 1892, Coca-Cola came into existence. 1595, William Shakespeare's play Romeo and Juliet is thought to have been first performed. Officially published early in 1597. The Victoria Cross is established to acknowledge valour in the face of the enemy. The United Kingdom and Commonwealth countries were able to apply for that. It was the first Victoria Cross was from the Crimean War. There's a name back in the news. And to this day, the Victoria Cross, which is a red ribbon and a black cross, it's made from melted down cannons that came from the Crimean War back in 1856. Ice cream cone rolling machine, patented by Carl Taylor of Cleveland, 1924. On this day, 1945, Tom Selleck. We're the same age. Tom Selleck, American actor, The Rockford Files, Magnum PI, born in Detroit, Michigan. Yeah, I like him. I heard he's not too well at the moment. Forgive that noise. It is a work. No, it's a working garage. Cars come and go all the time. I sit here and talk. People, yeah, anyway, that's all right. Tehran, Iran, bans dog walking and driving with dogs. So you wouldn't want to be a dog in Iran, would you? Actually, there's something in the Quran, isn't there?
Yes, if you're a woman.
That you're not allowed.
Black dogs are devils.
Black dogs are devils, but you're not allowed to have a dog.
You can't.
If you're a Muslim.
Muhammad killed a lot of dogs. The story was.
Muhammad killed a lot of.
Yeah. Anyway, I've told you the story. It's too long to go into it. Yes, dogs are disrespectful to Islam. They're not allowed inside. You can have them for hunting and to protect the sheep. That's it. But,
how do you get 1.4 billion people to be so obedient, I wonder? I don't know. I don't know.
He's working on it.
Oh dear. 1958, Academy Award-winning actor Paul Newman. He was 33. He weds Three Faces of Eve actress Joanne Woodward. She was 27. At the El Rancho Hotel Casino in Las Vegas, Nevada. And they were married till his death in 2009. The day was 1958. This day. Carl Benz patents his. In fact, I've got one that I prepared previously. Carl Benz patents the Benz patent motor wagon. That's it. The Benz.
Jeremy.
Oh, pick it up.
Oh,
Okay, I just happen to have it on the desk.
Coal-Benz and Gottlieb Daimler.
Well, it's a little model of it. Well, it doesn't mention Daimler. Doesn't mention Daimler here.
Daimler.
Gottlieb Daimler. Okay, well, what it says here is Carl Benz patents the Benz patent motor wagon in Germany, the world's first automobile with an internal combustion engine. And it was either 1 or 2 cylinders or something. Very, very primitive, but I tell you, very pretty. Even today, you know, that could sell. I'm sure. Yeah. That could sell. That could sell. Where am I? I've got a fly whizzing around here. Oprah Winfrey. This day, 1954, American talk show host and actress Oprah Winfrey. She was in The Colour Purple, but her show and her role as an influencer is quite remarkable over the years. Born in Mississippi. Happy birthday, Oprah. Testaboo of Dennis Keith Lilly. That was England at Adelaide. Australia versus England at Adelaide Oval, 1971. Elmo the Puppet posts, Elmo is just checking in. How is everyone doing? This was on X. They received thousands of brutally honest replies, whatever that means. 2024. So that means there was critical acclaim or something, and something like that. English-American actress Elizabeth Taylor, first divorced from hotel heir Conrad Hilton Jr. after 9 months of marriage. 9 months! 9 months!
She had a wash and wear wedding dress that one.
Wash and wear wedding dress?
She did.
You know what Elizabeth Taylor's ninth husband said on the wedding night?
Oh my God.
No. He said, look, Elizabeth, I know exactly what to do. I just don't know how to make it interesting.
She said, don't worry about a thing. I'll fix it.
Look, it could be. It could be. Alan Ladd, American actor. He was in Shane. That was a great Western, one of the great Westerns. He was in The Carpetbaggers. He dies from an overdose at just 50 years old. 1964. First bombing of Paris by the German Zeppelins takes place. In 1916, German bombers attacked London on this day. In 1944, 285 German bombers attacked London. And John Forsyth, the American actor, bachelor father, Charlie's Angels, Dynasty, born 1918. He was very, very successful, John Forsyth. Look, thank you very much for being with us. I look forward to your company tomorrow around the dining room table, 9 o'clock till 12, if you can give us some time. We promise to put on a very good show. 0491 65 68 60. I'm Jeremy Cordeaux. This is the Court of Public Opinion. Thank you for viewing and believe in yourself.